What if your darkest impulses weren't enemies but hidden allies guiding you toward sobriety? And by minute 4, you'll learn the one ritual that fuses craving and discipline into unstoppable willpower. Stay with me. Carl Jung called this the shadow, the repressed part of your psyche that often fuels addictive behaviors when left unexamined, causing secret guilt and self-sabotage. By bringing these buried urges into conscious awareness through journaling or dialogue, you neutralize their power and reclaim control. Illuminate the unseen. Try writing a candid letter to your shadow tonight. Name one craving, then ask it what it truly needs. Grab a pen and paper. Temptation wears many faces, but all belong to the same archetype, an inherited pattern driving behavior beyond reason. Jung's archetypes whisper tailored temptations. The trickster lures you with shortcuts, or the shadow beckons when stress mounts. Track recurring cravings and label them with their archetype tonight. Naming disempowers the urge and lights the path forward. When I faced my inner trickster head-on, I realized stress was the real trigger, and that insight set me free. Coming up, how to map personal versus collective triggers. Have you ever felt a craving that seemed to draw not just on your personal history, but on something far deeper? An echo of collective longing. Jung distinguished the personal unconscious from the collective unconscious, a vast reservoir of shared symbols and instincts. Tonight, map one craving in 2 columns, your personal trigger versus a collective symbol, and watch how witnessing both halves defangs the urge and empowers your choice. Clarity is freedom. Imagine a red neon sign flickering in your mind at dusk, its glow whispering the scent of smoke or the tang of whiskey, pulling you toward that familiar drink. These symbols, whether a cigarette's ember, a gleaming bottle, or the sterile gleam of a pill, carry emotional weight and hijack your focus. Before temptation hits, sketch or vividly describe your most potent symbol on paper. Observing it strips away its mystery and robs it of control. Symbols speak volumes. One client turned cigarette cravings into charcoal drawings and found clarity where she once saw only smoke. Next, the 3-second neurohack. Neuroscience shows craving-related circuits fire 200 milliseconds before conscious thought, then you get a 3-second pause. Jung's active imagination invites you to stage an internal dialogue, allowing your urge to speak its hidden fears and desires so you can disarm them with conscious compassion. Tonight, draft a 5-minute dialogue with your craving. Take both roles and watch how understanding its motive weakens its hold and empowers your choice. Picture yourself waking at dawn with a vivid scene. You're clutching an empty bottle, heart pounding, your psyche's midnight confession. Dream spotlight buried cravings and unspoken fears long before daylight logic can intervene. Keep a bedside notebook and jot every detail this week. Interpret one dream each morning to defang hidden triggers. One client dreamed of drowning in a sea of prescription pills. Unpacking that image freed her from guilt's undertow. Mark dreamed of a locked forest door and crying child. Active imagination unlocked his buried grief. And 1 year later, he's sober. Think of your craving as an inner opponent who, when integrated, becomes your greatest ally. Jung taught that wrestling opposing parts of ourselves leads to synergy, turning conflict into creative energy and sustainable recovery. Tonight, choose one craving and its opposite, e.g., indulgence versus restraint, and journal their joint purpose. This synergy sparks transformation and lasting resilience. What if self-control is chemistry, not willpower? Create a daily ritual. Each morning, identify one urge you resist and one you pursue. Then visualize them blending into a single empowered intention. One client fused distraction with structured planning and gained laser focus. Here's the paradox. The same neural pathways that carry addiction also carry transformation. Instead of numbing discomfort, track when it arises and ask, what is this pain trying to teach me? Jungian methods like shadow work and active imagination are now paired with neurofeedback, psychedelics, and AI-assisted therapy, creating deeply personalized, lasting change. Stay curious. Track one emerging technique you haven't tried and keep your recovery evolving. Next time an urge hits, ask, what does my soul hunger for? Then drop your insight in the comments. Let's build our community of inner alchemists. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. Your move. Write your first shadow letter tonight and share one sentence of your insight below. Let's turn poison into power, together.